Hi and welcome to our marketing group presentation. We are focusing on university environmental issues, especially at Staffordshire. This is presented to you by myself, Jandini Barra, Charlotte Barnett, James Bell, Nathan Hall and Ryan Johnstone. Thank you.
The presentation, I'm going to be looking at procurement. Procurement is basically how companies source their materials and what kind of environmental. Many companies nowadays are looking at what environmental impact they have and have chosen to source as many materials as they can locally, not only to reduce costs but also because of the environmental impact. This is because of both the environmental implications and the social implication. Staffordshire University is very proud of how it sources its materials and is particularly efficient at it. The student union, for example, uses as many fair trade products as they can, and because of this, in March 2008, they were awarded fair trade accreditation. In 2008, Staffordshire University looked into how it could cut its own costs, and a lot of the results came back being mainly to do with energy efficiency. After Staffordshire University had done this, they came out with the Staffordshire University Environmental Strategy in 2009. It's meant to last up until 2013 and has promised a lot of things, including things like sourcing its materials whenever possible locally and using energy saving bulbs, and they've even changed the kind of paper they use. The computers that Staffordshire University uses are all Energy Star computers, and they're bought for that reason specifically because Energy Star certifies that they're the most cost-effective and energy-efficient computers available on the market. Staffordshire University uses only renewable and recyclable resources now, since the environmental strategy has come out. They've chosen to do this because when they looked at how much they've been using in the past, they found that 97% of what they'd been using wasn't actually very cost effective and non-recyclable, and a lot of the products were non-renewable. They looked at how many pieces of paper they've used, and it worked out about 97 tonnes, and if it were to be per sheet it would be an average of about 1,000 bits of paper each. Thank you.
Two of the major issues incorporated into the new project are recyclable materials and reusable energy. 10% of all the materials used for the project will come from recyclable materials, and 10% of all the energy used will come from a reusable source. At present, the university uses £1.6 million of energy bills each year. That equates to £4,500 a day.
Stop. You're not far.
Okay. One of the schemes the university uses at the moment is the Turn It Off scheme, which basically tells students to turn off all electrical equipment such as laptops, computers and any other appliances after they finish using it and not leave it on standby. All of these posters are around the university through all the windows where all the major electrical items are, such as computer rooms. This scheme runs hand in hand with the reduction target that the university is aiming for to reduce their electricity bill by 14% at the year 2014. One of the main improvements the university could use is to install solar panels on all the accommodation units on and off the accommodation site. This will reduce the carbon footprint and also reduce the money spent on electricity bills, which is the university's primary concern. Thank you.
I will now move on to waste issues and how this can affect our environment. Waste has a significant effect on the pollution of the earth, but it can be so easily avoided. I will now express the main causes of waste pollution and elaborate to you what little changes you can make in your everyday life that will result in having a huge positive effect on the environment. My main point that I would like to get across to you is the 3 R's, these being reduce, reuse and recycle. If every student started to use the 3 R's more frequently each day, this would have a massive overall effect on the environment. Here are the 3 R's and the little things you can do to make a difference. Reduce. As a student, there are many ways you can reduce the amount of waste you produce. The main way to do this is by buying products with minimal packaging. This way you will be discarding less waste and will already be making a difference. Another way of reducing is, instead of buying something you need, try to see if you can borrow it. This way you save on the waste that the item may have produced, but also you save money. as you haven't bought it, and as a student saving money is extremely important. Reuse. This is an easy thing you can do to contribute towards reducing the amount of waste you produce. By reusing everyday materials such as plastic bottles and containers, you can make the first step towards making that vital difference. Again, this is something that is going to help you save money. Also, you should make sure that you are saving as much paper as possible by only printing off the things you need and by you writing on both sides of the paper. Recycling. Recycling your waste is the best thing you can do to combat waste pollution. It is extremely easy and will contribute massively towards reducing waste. You will have seen the green bins that are situated around the university. These are recycling bins, and all you have to do to recycle your waste is make sure you use the correct bins. It is not just your waste that you can recycle. You can also recycle clothes. You can do this by reselling them, or if you're feeling really generous, you could donate them to charity. It really is that simple. Thank you.
Okay, transport is crucial to the modern world. We need to get from A to B as quickly as possible so we can be as productive as possible. However, transport has negative impacts on our health and the environment. Carbon emissions lead to climate change and global warming. They can damage our delicate ecosystems. The air quality that we are inhaling is compromised. Sustainability of fossil fuels and the rising cost of fossil fuels, and noise pollution. While it's vital for students to get to and from university, there are ways that you can reduce your carbon footprint. The ways you can make a difference are walking and biking instead of travelling by car, using buses, trams and trains for longer journeys instead of driving. You can share cars with your friends who live nearby. Walking and biking is not only a great way to keep fit and healthy, but also has positive impacts on the environment and you can also save money. Thank you.
I will be tackling the issue of energy. Energy conservation is any effort that is made to reduce the amount of energy consumption. If we reduce the intake of energy even by a fraction, we will see the immediate action on our financial well-being and the quality of the environment that we live in today. Without realising, we use endless amounts of energy throughout the day, right from the moment that our alarms go off in the morning. We as students at Staffordshire University and residents of Stoke-on-Trent can help and also benefit from conservation of energy. Here are some things that we can do to help. Ensure you always switch off lights when they are not needed, i.e. during the... Don't leave laptops running or phone chargers or any other electrical items or gadgets plugged in or switched on when they are not in use. Put your heaters on to a timer so they are only on when they are needed. This also helps you to cut down on your own costs as well. Turn on hot water only when needed, i.e. switch the hot water or gas switches off when they are not needed. Turn down your fridges. This accounts to 20% of your household electricity in use. If you can walk to uni or cycle to university or to local shops. However, there are certain circumstances where you can't. If so, use mass transport such as buses, as it saves energy and pollution is cut as opposed to extra cars or other sorts of vehicles being on the road. It will also, again, cut down on your costs for yourself. Thank you.